Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Albala Pantera. Welcome all to the channel. Major shout out to the members of the channel, as well as those of you that are returning, and welcome once again, new subscribers. We're going to get right into this message. With my heart and soul already connected to Mama Universe, my angels, spirit guides, ancestors, the Goddess within me, my higher self, the infinite, primordial essence and liberty of Source, the primordial Source. "4143 shows up, speaking to laying the foundation. And as soon as these messages came out, it was clear that you all are laying the foundation of your higher selves, self, those dormant cells that carry all of the ancient information. Not even those who attempted to hide this information know what this energy is. Those of you, you know who you are. And those keys that you have to that information, the doors are showing up in this reality for you to begin to open them. Because this is where your abundance is. You've been patient through this maturing process, and the assistance of Saturn as well has been helping you to solidify or dissolve whatever beliefs do not align to the knowledge that you have. To do away with the knowledge that does not serve your higher selves, your higher self. Because it is the knowledge and the knowing that influences what you believe. You see it in the dynamic of astrology as well. From Aquarius to Pisces. Aquarius saying, I know. Pisces says, I believe. And through a continual process of transformation, always going through a renewal, or better yet, an expansion, an ascension, remembrance, most of all. Because those of you here in this collective listening to this message, you know exactly why you're hearing this. You understand there are no coincidences. You're not out here trying to do anything. You're doing exactly what you were destined to do in this here moment in time. It is truly up to you all at this moment. Because the reality is that this physical realm will no longer exist without the spiritual, divine, galactic energies that you all embody if you're seeing this message. So what this means is, there's no more in and out. It's just full-fledged consistency, discipline, making this the new norm of being the version of your higher self. Now, this message would come through something about the West. Uriel, okay. The rebirth of soul memory. That's Archangel Uriel's energy, which most of you in here also carry, and why you're connected to this channel. But now is the moment to be disciplined, dedicated. Not even so much dedicated, because you are alive. There's nothing dead about you. As you can hear the word dead in that. And things are certain for you, not definitely, because you can hear. So things are certain for you. It's time to put into practice the truth of all that you are, your higher self. And when we speak of this higher self, we're speaking of the version of you that dwells in the heavens, bringing it to earth. Remember your assignment, bring heaven on earth? Yes. So this message would come through during the Sagittarius season. Because for some of you, your final test would be encountering those with information that does not belong to them. Through the actions that they take in their daily, normal, earthly lives. Once again, the time has come to be disciplined when it comes to the version of your higher self. The truth of divinity. No longer hiding. And that situation that brings that out of you during this season. You don't just have to be a Sagittarius, but this gives you a glimpse of what you can utilize. Let's say, for instance, when the moon is in Sag as well. When any planetary celestial body is in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Is that you can see through the aura of many and what their true intentions are. They may carry this light about them. However, this is not so much about not being perfect. Because when you break that down, each fact that you decide to be a fact for you is perfection. Stop belittling oneself. Every part of you, every version of you, let's just put that out there as well, is perfection. because it coincides with the frequency of what it means to be chosen. And to be chosen, that's everyone that is here on this planet, yes. Because in order for anyone to be here, human body wise, that womb would have to choose to be the incubator, to go through that process, to give birth to that child. It doesn't just happen for the sake of making love and deciding you want to have a child within that with your physical body verbally stating this is what you want to do. The womb, connected to the primordial source, has a different role to play, and it will always do so. But when we really speak of the chosen is the one who answers that call when it comes to why you are here. Some of you rose up the past few days remembering a version of yourself, that self has been patient through the maturing process your body has gone through the experiences of lower dimensions. And now it's time to rise up, baby. Now is the time to do that. You are already laying the foundations of your higher self. That's what 4143 also speaks to, laying the foundation of the transformed version of the self. 4413 showing up there with that 4143. All angles of light being projected into this realm with the over and outer standing that it's time to bring heaven to earth. You won't be hearing this message just because now. There's a reason for it all. But if you hear naturally, you don't need a reason, because this is just a reflection, communication between you and your higher self, and I as the messenger to you right now. You've gone through quite the process of breaking down in order for you to be rebuilt. You have moved way beyond past the dark night of the soul and have released what no longer serves you. So that's another thing. This message is for those of you who have already released what no longer serves you. People may come through and playing a role, but you can see their pure intentions, and some of you are literally in position to remove that which no longer serves this planet by just being you. You don't have to touch nobody, although your essence will do exactly that. That when you step up into the place, people may not tell you, but you got their heart racing in a way where they have to question themselves. Especially speaking to the energies that are here on a much different agenda that got nothing to do with unconditional love and bringing forth divine order of universal law. That perception of good or bad, right or wrong has really fucked up this planet. Because it naturally takes one away from holding oneself accountable when it comes to cause and effect. It's real easy to think, well, there could be right, wrong, bad, good causes to a good that's from a much lower vibration. Yes, it can be. It has been. But this is also why the heart beats on its own and you don't have to control it. Because it only knows one thing. As it beats, there's life. Once it stops, it's done. And it's constantly speaking to you in any environment or situation that you encounter, letting you know what's yes and what's no. But when you get in the in-between, this is when the good or bad, right or wrong can actually become what's natural to you. It is overstood as to why the mind and perception has been operating that way. But that's not what you came here for. The memory of your soul in connection to the primordial source is awakening and being reborn. You are. See it? It's time to allow the integration from everything that you've been doing to progress in this lifetime. Just remember that soul alignment requires repetition in order for it to become your first, not second, but first nature. Okay? We're going to take it. Portal of light, stay true and be in your power. Portal of light. Stay true and be in your power. Portal of light. It is only this physical reality that is bound by space and time. You are a being of conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space and to allow your sense of self to expand. Couldn't make this up if I wanted to. It is safe for you to do this now. It is safe for you to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space and to allow your sense of self to expand. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. As previously mentioned, you are here to bring heaven on earth. Which is the essence of all that is. And it's not so much speaking to the heavens that most have been taught about that you can only go to depending on what you do. If you go with that bullshit, good or bad, when you what? Are unalive. You don't have to be unalive to go there. All it takes is for you to be that, because that's what it is. That's what you are. Especially roaming around as a advanced soul is what they want me to tell you within this physical body, because heaven is equivalent to the most heaved up space or the highest point within each dimension. And as it relates to your body, there's no coincidence in universal law. All is mental, all is the mind, because your heaven is the light that you call your mind's eye, your first eye that you hear being called the third eye, understandable. But your heaven is that union between the pineal and the pituitary gland. Which energies and nerves secretes into your tree of life, which is your spine. Collective, you are growing in power and awareness. You have had breakthrough insights where you realize that you are not who you thought you were. You are, in fact, a much vaster being. Sometimes this was shocking and uncomfortable and difficult to accept. At other times, it was gentle and made much sense to you. You are learning to integrate this awareness of your vast self into your life. The practical consequences of doing so are extraordinary. To live with less and less and no fear, okay? Getting to the point of no fear and insecurity. To become more detached and more passionate. Now, there's the art of that detachment, because in practicing that art is very easy to go against the practice of detachment by still being too attached to detachment, which defeats the purpose. So some of you here, not some of you, this message is for those of you who have mastered that art, where you are practicing detachment but not attached to detachment. And the way that looks, in layman's terms, would be, just the best example, a situation that will normally trigger you doesn't anymore. Doesn't mean you don't speak up for yourself, but it doesn't affect you the way it used to. You used that energy to evolve and mature. You're here in Saturn now. Capricorn energy, it says, I use. And all of these planetary bodies, celestial energies that are described throughout the planets, asteroids, so on and so forth, are you. And now you're ready to build off of that, from that space. Transformed and renewed. This is your moment to feel more joy and using less force to no force to attain it by knowing your power. Collective wonderful gifts await you. That's the true essence of the Christmas. The claustrum or the Christ oil that descends from the brain into the sacrum, rests for 3 days, or sits for 3 days to rise again. Collective, you are also becoming capable of exerting healing influence beyond time and space, which means being able to help free yourself and others if you choose to share your healing gifts. And again, part of that healing gift here for some of you also indicates you just being present as the tower or catalyst in someone's life. You may not hear thank you right then and there, but you will. All you have to focus on is that you're doing what you came here to do. So stay true and be in your power. You are a sovereign being with spiritual authority and freedom within you. You don't need permission from anyone to be who you are and live your life as you so choose. This is your divine birthright. Guard it as the precious treasure that it is, and remember that you are a divine being.